Welcome to the Pot of Coffee podcast. I'm your host, Jay Lona Sr., and today is Sunday, December 14th, 2025. Today, we're going to do a recap of the top stories over the weekend, or what I feel is the top stories of the weekend. So, I hope you enjoy. Grab your coffee cups and have a seat. We're going to be here for about 15, 20 minutes. Not going to hold you up all day. Let's get started. The first story I want to talk to you about are the two Georgia players that got arrested over the weekend. Freshman players, offensive lineman Dontrell Glover and running back Bo Walker were both arrested on misdemeanor charges of theft by shoplifting on December 12th, 2025. Both Glover and Walker were booked into the Carr County Jail and are currently out on bond. This is just the latest incident for the Bulldogs. Just last month, offensive lineman Nair Daniels was dismissed from the team by head coach Kirby Smart for allegedly fleeing from the police at what was reportedly 150 miles an hour in Commerce, Georgia. In the 9-year tenure of coach Kirby Smart, that's him right there on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, there have been an overwhelming amount of incidences with players and law enforcement. Some reports are well over 300 incidences with players from the University of Georgia football team. There are at least 25 players that are on the current roster that have cited for charges ranging from DUI, reckless driving, and speeding since January 2023. With all the continued interaction with police from the players of the University of Georgia, that poses the question: is there a discipline problem or an accountability problem at the University of Georgia? See, all this falls on the purview of the head coach, one Kirby Smart, who's on your screen. These young men are not facing the consequences of their action from their head coach or their employee. See, if you're drunk driving and reckless driving and doing things like that in the real world, there's real consequences. See, most people don't have a get out of jail free call, a concierge that works with the the team and the local police department. They can't call Mr. So and so and then everything gets swept underneath the rug anymore because everything's a instant age of technology. So what are we going to do about this, Coach Smart? Are we going to start stripping LI, finding them in NIL ways? Are we going to start suspending them games? Are we going to start taking scholarships for more egregious actions? Something must and has to be done. This cannot continue to go on this way. It's irresponsible, reckless, and frankly, it is dangerous. You're endangering not just your life, but the life of the motorists on the road, the pedestrians that are walking. See, just because it's dark outside and you think you can get away with it doesn't mean you will. Uh, By the 300 or so incidences that have been caught that we know of, that we know of. Moving right along. Mendoza wins the Heisman. Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza wins the Heisman and becomes the first player in school history to win this prestigious award. Mendoza is likely trending to be the number one overall draft pick with this with securing the Heisman in the April 2026 upcoming draft. The numbers for Mendoza, he was 71.5% completion percentage, 2,980 yards, 33 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and a QBR of 88.4, which was third in the nation. Mendoza also had 240 rush yards and 6 touchdowns on 69 carries. Mendoza was the Maxwell and Davy O'Brien Award winner and the AP Player of the Year. Mendoza led the FBS in touchdown passes and ended his career Saturday night with the Heisman. Now we wait and see if Mendoza gets picked first overall. In my opinion, I think he would fit well in one of two places. And I don't know if the second place is going to do that. It just depends. Uh, I don't think. Okay, the second place. I'll call the first place. The second place was going to be the New Orleans Saints. I don't think uh, uh, fits in that area. I think he would be more conducive in New York, New Jersey area. I know that sounds wild, but it is what it is. Moving on, Louisville dominates Memphis. In the world of college basketball, the Louisville Cardinals and the Memphis Tigers renewed an old rivalry. After an 8-year absence, the two teams met up at the KFC Yum Center Saturday afternoon. The 11th ranked Cardinals welcomed the Tigers back to the rivalry with a dominating win. Guards Ryan Conwell and Mike Brown Jr. led the way with 17 and 16 points, respectively. But the Yum Center went crazy with a little over 6 minutes left in the first half, and 6'10" forward Kason Pryor checks in the game. Pryor, who had missed all but 7 games of last season, is back after an ACL injury. Entering today's game, Pryor was 1 of 7 from three. Pryor hit 3 consecutive threes for the Cardinals as the crowd went nuts. Pryor, who had been finding his role after the ACL injury, ended the game with 11 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and on 11 minutes on the floor. After the game, Pryor took the X and stated, "Safe to say the blonde hair was missed," referring to his signature style he started when he was at the University of South Florida. The Cardinals' next game is against 20th ranked Tennessee Volunteers at the Thompson Bowling Center in Knoxville, Tennessee on December 16th. In sad news, overnight, and I don't have a banner for this one, ladies and gentlemen, but overnight, uh, there was a shooting in Providence, Rhode Island, on the campus of Brown University. Uh, Providence, Rhode Island authorities responded to service for calls for service for a shooting that occurred at a campus at the Barlis and Holly building, where the physics and engineer classes are being held. Authorities say 2 people and 2 people were dead and 9 others are sent to the local hospital for treatment. In the early hours of Sunday morning, authorities say they have a person of interest in custody in connection with the campus shooting. A federal source told reporters that the person in custody is a person of interest only at this time, but believe that they are on the right track. Brown University President Christina Paxson said in a statement released Sunday morning, "This is a tremendous day of sadness. No parent should ever have to endure a day like this. As of recording of this podcast, police have lifted the shelter in place or stay in place order as part of the campus is still on lockdown as a crime scene. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the authorities room to do their work, and our hearts and prayers go out to all those affected. If you need help, reach out, let somebody know what's going on. Don't try to take on this by yourself. Say if you see something, say something. Talk to a friend if you feel in some type of way. Don't take these extreme measures. In other related news, former Michigan head coach Sharon Moore was released on 25,000 cash assurity bond and GPS tethering on Friday. Coach Moore was arraigned earlier in the day on 2 misdemeanor charges: entering without breaking, which is a trespass in the state of Michigan; stalking, which is also a misdemeanor in the state of Michigan; and third-degree home invasion, which is a felony in the state of Michigan. Uh, there were special conditions given to Coach Moore. He had to turn over his passport. He could not be near or the residence or place of employment of the victim, and must show up to all his court dates. I have a question for the University of Michigan. The president came out and said that there was a zero tolerance policy for this type of behavior. So my question to you is, when is the young lady going to lose her job? Zero tolerance is zero tolerance. She lied to you in a previous investigation and said that this did not happen at all. There was no inappropriate relationship with her and the head coach. And then somewhere between Monday, when she says they broke up, and Wednesday, when you fired the head coach of your program, she reportedly gave you emails, text messages, screenshots, and other things, videos of the involvement that they were in. When are we going to release her from her duties? See, the thing about it is, and I don't want people coming to me, and the reason why I'm saying this is because you said it was zero tolerance. If you look up in the dictionary what zero tolerance means, that means zero tolerance. That means there's no special treatment no matter who you are. If you're the whistleblower, if you're a male, if you're a female, if you're the CEO, or if you're the janitor. That type of behavior would not be tolerated by any or all. What are you going to do, Michigan? What are you going to do? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining me in the second episode of the Pot of Coffee podcast. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like me to follow something in your neck of the woods, just let me know and I will do my best to get to that. And I hope you have a blessed and wonderful Sunday. With that, I am out. Peace.